Hello. I am excited today to talk to you about the Early Literacy Consortium Grant. My name is Siobhan Allen, and I'm a literacy specialist on the educator effectiveness team here at DESE. Ensuring that all students have access to teachers who have the content knowledge and skills to be successful instructors of early literacy is my passion. And so we're thrilled to be able to offer this grant program as a way to support districts and organizations who are aligned with that same mission. Before we get started, I just wanted to briefly preview our agenda for today. We'll begin with a high-level overview of the grant, its purpose, priorities, and allowable activities, then walk through the application process before quickly touching upon some considerations for planning your budget should you be awarded. And then finally, we'll have space for some common questions that come up about this grant. To give some context, DESE launched its Early Literacy and Educator Preparation Initiative a few years ago, setting a goal that all early childhood, elementary, and moderate disabilities teacher candidates in Massachusetts will be prepared through coursework and opportunities for practice and high-quality feedback in evidence-based early literacy, as outlined in the Mass Literacy Guide. One of the key components of this work is ensuring that teacher candidates have ample opportunities to take what they're learning in their coursework about evidence-based, culturally and linguistically sustaining early literacy instruction and apply that learning in a classroom setting. In speaking to many stakeholders, we found that there's often a disconnect between what prospective teachers are learning in their college courses and what they're seeing in their field-based experiences, and that many teachers therefore lack hands-on experiences implementing the kinds of evidence-based practices that they need to be successful. As a result, we designed this grant to be able to support meaningful connections and partnerships between districts and educator preparation programs, with the hope that these richer, deeper partnerships will lead to improved teacher preparation and therefore improved classroom practices, and therefore improved student outcomes in early literacy. So what does this actually look like in practice? Really, as long as your partnership is working toward the three goals outlined on the previous slide, improved teacher preparation, improved classroom practices, and improved student outcomes in early literacy, then the grant activities of your consortium are up to you. You know the local context of your region best. And so, as a team of schools, districts, and educator preparation providers, it's up to you to collaboratively determine a plan for how best to approach advancing evidence-based early literacy in your region. In the first cohort of this grant, which launched last spring, we funded 6 regional consortia. Each consortium approached the work differently. Some partnerships created an early literacy tutoring program for students experiencing reading difficulties. The tutoring program was staffed by teacher candidates and supported by both district and higher education personnel. Other consortia were just beginning to establish relationships, and so they used grant funds to come together, create a task force, and analyze local data to create a strategic plan for the next 3 years. Other consortia used grant funds to support professional development in evidence-based early literacy that was open to current classroom teachers, school and district leaders, higher education faculty and staff, and teacher candidates. We've heard from some of these folks that having so many different roles attend the same professional development has been a really powerful experience and allowed for conversations that have broken down silos and impacted decision-making. The grant is unique in that there are different categories of applicants to allow for a variety of organizations or districts to apply, no matter where they are in the trajectory of initiating, launching, or continuing a regional consortium that is focused on improving early literacy instruction. If you are an EPP or school district that is just starting to think about forming an official partnership with other districts and educator preparation providers, and you'd like funding to support the initial conversations and planning, apply as a Category 1 applicant, and you'll be eligible for $10,000. If you have already established relationships with neighboring districts and EPPs, you've already shared a mission to advance evidence-based early literacy in your region, and you'd like funding to support programming that brings your team's vision to life, apply as a Category 2 applicant, and you'll be eligible for $30,000. And then lastly, if you're part of an existing consortium, your regional team has a clear strategic plan for improving early literacy instruction in your region, and you'd like funding to sustain or improve the programming that you already have in place, apply as a Category 3 applicant and be eligible for $100,000. As you're applying for this grant, there are several considerations that your team will need to take into account. The first is that the grant is unique in that you're applying as a group of partners coming from very different spaces. And it can be challenging to organize a joint application to a grant like this. You want to be clear upfront about who is the point person for collecting forms, disseminating information, and officially applying for the grant itself. Secondly, the award is given to one partner in the consortium, the partner who officially applies for the grant. That partner is responsible for allocating funds to the other districts and educator preparation providers in their consortium. It is up to the applicant's finance department to determine the best approach for this. Thirdly, if awarded, your consortium must commit to meeting with DESE staff once a month to share progress, ask questions, and just have a general touch point with DESE about what your consortium is doing. Really, only the consortium point person would need to come to this meeting, but we welcome all partners to come and attend and have a conversation about where you're at. Lastly, if awarded, your consortium will commit to convening representatives from all partners, meaning if you are partnering with 3 school districts and 2 education preparation providers, at least once in the year, you all are coming together in the same room to have meaningful conversations. The intention is to make sure that all partners have a voice in decision-making and that meaningful dialogue is happening. For those who may not be as familiar with the process of applying for a state-funded grant, I wanted to quickly review the necessary steps. To begin, your organization would need to be able to log into GEMS, DESE's new platform for managing grants. If your EPP or district does not already have a login, please check out mass.egrantsmanagement.com, or you can email the GEMS support team at edgrants@mass.gov. Next, the person for your consortium who's your point person is going to need to collaborate with all the partners in the consortium to submit the application. There are several forms that require information or authorized signatures from each of the partners in your group, and so that may take time to coordinate. You'll also need to submit a detailed budget, and often this will require representatives from each district and organization in the consortium to weigh in and make decisions about how funds should best be spent. In other words, each section of the application is going to need input from various stakeholders in your regional consortium. So even though only one district or EPP is officially applying, the application process will be a coordinated effort of all parties. Your consortium's grant person will then need to submit all of the application materials in GEMS by October 11th at 5 p.m. Late applications will not be considered. From there, your application will go through a scoring process using the competitive scoring areas listed in the request for proposals. All potential grantees then go through the governor's approval process, during which the Executive Office of Education reviews the scoring team's decisions and signs off on the award. I also wanted to quickly share information about the timeline for receiving funds. Again, to reiterate, the application is due in October, but then after that, it could be several months until your consortium is notified that you have been awarded the funds. The governor's approval process can take anywhere from 6 to 14 weeks. And so you may not hear back from DESE about whether or not your consortium has been awarded the grant until January. From there, your consortium would be able to access your awarded funds through June 30th, 2025, the close of the fiscal year, and you'd report back to DESE on your fund use in August of 2025. If you have any questions about this grant, please feel free to email the Assistant Director of Literacy, Linda. Her email is listed here on this screen, or check out the FAQ on our Early Literacy and Educator Preparation webpage. Thank you for listening to this information session on the Early Literacy Consortium Grant. We do hope you consider applying.